I didn't do any Bible passages today, which is just weird for me to not do that. But I thought it's important for us to like talk to our families and just to get to know some families today. Some of them have been here from the beginning, and some of them are new. And this is just one of the ways to introduce to you some of the people that come here on Sunday mornings. And you guys always are saying, well, I don't know all these people anymore. There's just too many people here. So I emailed 15 families and gave them 10 questions and asked them if they would be here this Sunday and if they would answer these questions, and they did via email. And 11 of them said yes. So I'm going to introduce you to our 11 families here by asking them some questions. But to get things started just in the right frame of mind, I want to show a video that probably several of you have seen on TikTok this week or last week, and it's just awesome.
Guess what I am for the nativity? I'm a classic one.
Classic role, is it? Classic part?
Yeah.
Joseph.
No.
One of the three wise men.
No.
But it's a classic part?
Yeah.
Okay, you tell me then, because...
I'm door holder number 3. I'll be holding doors.
That's amazing! Holding doors for who?
Probably Joseph and Mary.
Oh my gosh, were you pleased when they said that?
And I was like, I'm a door holder. Get in there. Let's go. Yes. I'll have to wear like brown.
Really?
Yeah, probably.
Excellent. That's really smart, Milo.
Guess what I am for the...
Door holder number 3, I'll probably have to wear brown. This is classic. Classic. That thing will follow that kid for the rest of his life. I hope he figures it out. But yeah, it's Christmas time for sure. So the first question that I asked these families was, what is your past Christmas family tradition? I'm going to start with Jeremy and Danielle with that question. The Chastains. Seth and Ethan, you've got microphones. Here's this microphone. One of you come get it. And you have to like speak into the microphone and keep these things brief. But just share with us past family tradition. I don't know who's doing it, Danielle or Jeremy or Grace.
Grace is not prepared.
We'll put her on the spot, though. It's every Christmas Day we go over to Jeremy's family's house, and it's everybody. It's all the kids, the grandkids, and now 2 great-grandchildren, which is pretty cool. And then I don't think it's intentional, but I feel like in an effort to like bring calm to the day and everything, Jeremy's mom always gathers everyone in the living room. And what's interesting is we've been married over 30 years, and I think everyone even sits in the same spot in the living room, which is pretty cool. But Jeremy's mom always has her Bible open, and she is really intentional about finding a very special passage in the Bible in a verse, and she beautifully aligns it to Christmas, Jesus' birth, our family, something that's on her heart at that time, whether it's something going on in the family or in the world or just on her heart. And it's just a really cool tradition. And it's been going on since we've been married, and I'll let Jeremy chime in, because that's my perspective coming into the family, but I'm sure it went on longer than that.
Right on. And Jeremy, introduce you all to the whole group.
It's my wife Danielle, my daughter Grace, and I'm Jeremy Chastain.
How long have you all been here?
8 years, somewhere around that.
I bet it's longer than that.
You think it's not? Time goes really fast when you get old.
I mean, we've been doing this since 2007. That's 16 years.
Grace knows better than she says. Been 12 years.
12 years, 8, 12, it's close.
It is in dog years,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, so it's evolved a little bit too. Like, in fact, who was it did Amber? Maybe my sister actually did the verse last year, asked my mom to do it. And so it's kind of been neat to see that. I think it's now starting to go from, I don't know in most families if your family's like ours, but I feel like the spiritual leader of our family was my mom. And my dad was a believer and went to church and everything, but if I had to put, who is a spiritual leader of my family, it was definitely my mom. And it's interesting. I thought it was pretty cool because last year, I remember distinctly, it was one of my siblings that said, "Hey, I would like to do the verse this year." So
Awesome.
Anyway, it's cool how it's kind of
Right on.
progressing.
Scott and Jenny, pass that microphone right next door there. Who's talking? Hey, she passes to Scott. Scott, introduce.
guess I will.
Scott, introduce yourself to the.
My name's Scott Horsfield. This is my wife, Jennifer. Jenny.
And how do you know us?
Well, the last 38 years, I ran Sunrise Cafe, and Rusty was a big part of that. We did the Fisher store. He had an office in the back corner, and
Pretty much still do.
we took care of him, I hope.
Yeah,
and,
they did. He took care of a lot of y'all as well.
So just serving the community was our gift,
Right.
or how we were brought up. As far as tradition, we were married in the Methodist Church, even though we went to First Christian Church because they were changing out the stained glass. Yeah, they were building the new First Christian Church at the time, and moving all the stained glass windows that summer. And the summer we were married, we actually got married in the Methodist Church in Noblesville. And so we went to, is it called the Bells? Christmas Eve. That was one of our traditions. You were
At the
asked
Methodist Church?
Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask you, is like you put Christmas Eve service. I was like, where'd you go?
Yeah, and then it evolved to the First Christian Church with our kids in their pajamas and whatever. Like I think it was 11 o'clock service,
Awesome.
Christmas Eve. So
You know where you're going this year?
I don't know. My kids are going to be home, so as long as I'm with them, I'm great. So,
Right on. Pass
yeah.
the microphone to Jenny. Why are you so emotional?
You guys know I'm emotional. Sorry.
She was like back there crying on my wife's shoulder during Dale's singing.
I'm all down because you've had to pick Silent Night, and that always hits me right here. You guys will all know I'm emotional.
It's all right. You're good here. You're safe here.
I know.
I got more questions for you later.
Oh no.
Go over here to the couch. Bill and Anna are on the couch over here, but
want me to go?
whoever's gonna, who's gonna talk, Bill or Anna? Bill, stand up there so people can see you. Introduce yourselves and tell
I'm
us
Bill, and this is my wife, Anna.
how'd you get here?
Well, through our son, Mike. He met some folks in his business and brought us here, and man, we never looked back. It's been awesome. We've been here, I think, 6 years now.
And your mom was even here for
Yeah,
a season?
absolutely.
Yeah.
She passed away several years back, but she just loved this place. Just really thought the world of it. So
Yeah.
thank everybody for making that special for her. Our tradition has changed because once you get our age, you have kids that grow up from underneath you and grandkids, and it's now moved from our house, Thanksgiving and Christmas, to each of the kids' house. And I guess the benefit to that is they're doing all the cleanup. So we don't have that stress anymore.
Nice.
So, but yeah, we all get together, and our big thing is we cook a standing rib roast on it like a green egg outside, Mike does, and then we put one in the oven for people that can't handle the smoky
That was
flavor.
my question, is
Yeah.
like, you actually fix prime rib for Christmas.
Yep.
And does your family eat it?
They do, because they have a choice. They have a choice. So
They
yeah,
have a choice of what?
Well, either a smoky flavor or a non-smoky flavor, but everybody likes beef.
I told this a few weeks ago that, I did one, was it Christmas or Thanksgiving, but we did a prime rib. I smoked a prime rib, and I also smoked a bologna 5-pound bologna. And my family wouldn't eat the prime rib, but they ate the bologna. Because the prime rib was too juicy.
Too juicy. What's wrong with those people?
That's what I
crazy.
said.
That's crazy. So our big tradition has moved from place to place over the last several years, but the one thing that remains the same is all the family is together, and when you get our age, you see our grandsons, and that's a whole different different love you didn't know you were doing without. So
Right on.
that's what we do. We just get together.
Very cool. All right. Seth, come over here. I'm going to hit JD, Beth, and Hannah. Who's talking? Beth's talking. Beth, keep it brief. Man, she sent me like this whole 10 pages of... Introduce your family.
I'm Beth Watrous. This is my husband, JD Watrous, and this is my daughter, Hannah Watrous. We've been coming here for almost a year now. And
How'd you get here?
Well, our best friends, Troy and Dawn Pruitt, come here, and we know probably at least a third of your congregation through Great Banquet.
Your congregation.
And friends, yeah.
Yeah.
Lauren and JD grew up together, and I've known a lot of these people for 20 years
That's awesome.
that are here. So we started coming probably about a year ago, and yeah.
Christmas tradition.
Christmas tradition. Well, now our Christmas tradition is that we get up and we go to my son and daughter-in-law's. They have a little girl who's now 4. And so one of the really important things when our kids were growing up was that when they were young, we had Christmas at home. And they were able to, play with their gifts and stay together as a family and not have to get up and run. And so when Jake and Emily had Addie, we decided that, and they too, that we would all go there. So
You didn't say who Jake and them were.
Oh, Jake's my oldest, and Emily's my daughter-in-law. And so we get up in the morning and we go to their house and we take a breakfast casserole. We eat the same thing every year, and we play games all day, and that's the best thing.
So one of the things that you wrote about in your tradition is what you used to do is I think what almost everybody in here did was the night before.
Yeah. Christmas Eve service was always, that's like, I call it our apex of Christmas. That's where, everything just comes together and you just feel this sense of calm after all of the chaos that leads up to Christmas. And somehow, over the last few years, we've found this peace that we don't get that chaotic stress leading up to Christmas anymore. You have to find the true meaning of it, and it's about the birth of Christ. It's not about worrying about who has what and what you're doing. And
Beth, that was
Just-
totally opposite of where I was going.
oh, okay.
I mean,
Oh,
that's
opening
true. That's
gifts?
true.
The Christmas Eve opening gifts.
There was that, but there was like you and JD staying up all night
gosh.
wrapping presents. Like
Wrapping presents.
who hasn't done that?
Yeah.
Is stay up all night and wrap
Till like
presents.
2 o'clock in the morning. Well, and JD would like open up the kids' toys and play with them. So,
I can relate to that.
yeah. Yeah, the Xbox. He sat up and played Xbox while I wrapped the other presents, and then we wrapped it.
There you go. Santa's got to test it out, It's like, all right, I'm gonna go with Jason and Sasha. Just hand that over there. Jason, are you talking?
Probably.
I told him to keep it brief.
I try to keep it brief.
Introduce your family.
Sure. I'm Jason. This is my wife, Sasha. This is Grace. And imaginary Caleb is right here.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's still in bed.
Oh, certainly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And tell us how you got here and how long you've been here.
Wow. I feel like we're rusty groupies. We started at Northside 20 plus years ago, followed him to the satellite campus, and then to here. So a little known fact, Grace was actually the first baby born into Leavener.
That's exactly right. And it
So-
was perfect that you named her Grace.
Yeah. So that's how we got here.
That's awesome. Tell us, what is your current family tradition?
Oh, wow, we got a lot of them, but, I think what I put in my email response was, we talked about kind of a lot of traditions, but the Christmas Eve night, when I was a kid growing up, all of my siblings would climb onto my bed, and because I was the youngest, and my mom would read "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," and then, of course, everybody had to disperse and go to bed. So fast forward, we have our own family, and that tradition still stays true. Probably a little bit embarrassing to our teenagers that, yes, they still, every Christmas Eve, we gather in Grace's room and reread "'Twas the Night Before Christmas."
Awesome. Grace, do you love that? Do you make him do it, or does he just it always does?
We still got the same book I had. The little golden book, the
Oh,
little gold
yeah,
edge?
yeah.
Yeah, we still read out of the same one that my mom read to me out of.
Dude, you are old.
I am very old.
That's awesome. Keep the family heirloom.
Oh, yeah.
Pass it back to Jeremy. Jeremy, current traditions that you guys have? I know you got kids all over the place, but
The big current tradition, I think, is it has stayed true that all the kids, whether they started when they were young, they'd always end up in, I think, Jack's room, but they would always spend the night in the same room, which even when they were teenagers and really didn't like each other, they would still spend Christmas Eve together in the same room. And the girls still come back and stay at our house Christmas Eve every year. So that's
awesome.
The big one, I think, right, Grace? Yeah. I would love to know the conversations that they had in those nights.
really?
Yeah. Maybe not. Maybe not.
All right, let's go over to Jeremiah and Lene over there.
Hello. Do you want us to introduce ourselves?
Yes,
Okay.
and how you got here.
Yeah, my name is Jeremiah Gorman. This is my wife, Lene, my son, Liam. Lucas is the big broody one, and then Levi's the fluffy one.
Yeah, tell us about some of your current traditions.
I'm gonna.
Well,
let
wait,
Lene-
how'd you get here?
Oh yeah, here we came just before COVID, but we found out about this place from Lene's mom, Mindy, who from all the way back in Oklahoma, childhood. You guys have known each other for years, I guess, or something like that. I never really pay attention. So yeah, I'll start off with current tradition, I guess. My favorite one, I'll let Lene cover the rest of them, but my favorite one is that we always get matching Christmas pajamas.
Wait, that's your favorite?
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
Oh, good.
I love it. We get new ones. Last year was a bunch of penguin stuff, so it was right up my alley.
Perfect.
Yeah, he's always a good sport with it. We've had like onesies, especially when the kids were little and that was appropriate for them to wear onesies, but now they're into it too. So we've done all sorts of stuff, all sorts of matching PJs, but which we kind of got from my family. That was a tradition of mine growing up, and my parents had us open up one gift every Christmas Eve, only one gift, and every single year it was Christmas pajamas, but still my mom put it in front of us, was what's it gonna be, we don't know, but it was always matching pajamas. So but we have a lot of traditions. One that we love that we started when the kids were really young is doing a Operation Christmas Child boxes, and we love doing that still today. It was a great opportunity to introduce the kids into giving at a young age, something that they could understand and kind of help out with. What else did we mention? Oh, also our kids, something that I enjoy for them, and I hope they enjoy it too, is we take out time to have them find gifts for each other and then also their cousins. So we've just, our families have expanded. Obviously, I have many siblings. He has 2 siblings. And so to make it special for the kids and to make sure there's a time that everybody can get together, we have a cousin Christmas. and they wear their like Christmas
Nice.
PJs and exchange gifts and make it a big deal for the kids.
Awesome.
So
All right, I'm going to jump over here to Jonathan and Monica. Who's talking? Monica, why you just point to him with a... Jonathan, introduce yourself and your boys that aren't in here.
Yeah, my name is Jonathan Haig, and this is my wife, Monica. We have 3 kiddos, 3 boys that love donuts here at Leavener, so you've probably seen them around the table. We have Landon, Riley, and Peyton. They are 8, 5, and 3, so we're very tired a lot of the time. How'd we get here?
Yeah.
Rusty was our youth pastor at Northside.
Both of you were in the youth group.
Yeah, so we were, not Rusty, Monica and I were high school sweethearts. And
We were kind of sweethearts.
yeah,
but-
that's right. But yeah, and then
Pastors can't say that anymore. It's
Yeah.
like, sorry, I take that back. Rewind that.
so our I'm just gonna keep going. Our current
Yeah.
tradition.
Thank you.
is, yeah, I'm glad to be a part of it. We the Christmas pajamas, we do that on December 1st. We wrap them up for the kids, and that's their first gift of the season. And so they get their matching pajamas. We do cookie baking, and not typically cookies we eat then afterwards because the kids are dumping and typically sick when we're doing it, right? So, but we do cookie baking with the grandparents. I think the thing that we love doing the most is driving around, looking at Christmas lights in all the neighborhoods. So if your house is decorated, I'm sure we've driven by you. But we love doing that just on random evenings throughout winter. And then there's a Christmas light show up at White River Christian Church. And they do a nightly show for a few hours each evening. And it's just fun. They play music and do all of that. We love Christmas music, so we also, after dinner, these aren't really traditions, it's just things we do, but we do it a lot, so I guess it's a tradition. We typically do Christmas dance parties after dinner, listening to Christmas music.
You want to show us a dance or two?
No, thank you.
All right, I'm gonna pass the microphone behind you to JC and Silas. I want... You talking, Silas?
Yeah,
All right.
I'll take the first one, yeah.
All right.
I'm Silas, this is JC. She got me here about like a year and a half ago, but she's been here for a while, so her family.
How'd your family get here, JC?
Yeah, go ahead. Talk about that.
You remember?
The Robinsons, actually.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them in a long time, but my dad and stepmom came here. And then I was here off and on throughout high school, and then I went to college for 4 years, and now I'm back, and I brought him with me.
Yeah. Do they know that you're doing this today?
No.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So she got me a year and a half ago, and she was hesitant at first. She was like, she didn't come off the bat and say we're having church in Pinheads in a bar. So she was kind of scared, and it's good that at the time she didn't know, but I did not care where I had church at, and I'm glad I found this place because it defines that like church doesn't have a location, and I love that because all these churches now are giant, and I just don't feel welcome there. It just feels like you're just another person, just kind of like college, and it's kind of like that. But our traditions now, we're young. We don't really have a ton of traditions. One we do have that she kind of brought over to us is from her mom, Christmas villages. So each year she gets a new Christmas village, and I think she started that probably 5 years ago.
So you have 5 Christmas villages?
Like village pieces.
Yes, yeah. They're like little
Nice.
pieces, so once you piece them together, they become a village. So,
But you set them up every year.
Yep. So I got to unpack those boxes every year and get them down, and we got to take them out and plug them in and stuff like that. So it's pretty fun, but we've talked about this, and we've talked with my sister and her husband that we want to try to make traditions as we go forward. We have the basic ones of seeing our parents and stuff like that, and going to see grandparents and stuff on Christmas Eve and stuff like that. But no defined traditions yet, but we hope to have some soon.
Right on. Thank you. Brandon and Madison right up here at front. Who's talking?
I'll talk.
Wow,
My
Brand-
name's Brandon Yoho, married to Madison. Madison's been coming here for quite a while with her family, obviously. I was coming during high school when we first dated, probably once a month, and then married in 2020, and we've been coming here ever since, just as a married couple.
Right on. Do you want to tell who Madison's related to?
Madison's the daughter of Troy and Don Pruitt.
There you go.
Yep.
Just making connections.
Yep.
Your traditions.
So we're obviously newly married, so we're starting traditions, still trying to merge the two family traditions that
Hold that mic, there you go.
Sorry. So we're still trying to merge or keep traditions from each of our own families that we've, grown up with. So it's been a work in progress, but I think we're kind of coming to agreements here and there.
It's going to be a work in progress the rest of your
Yeah,
life,
true.
trust me. Trust me.
But one new one, I guess, this is on the Pruitt side. We call it Christmas Adam, so it happens on the 23rd.
Yeah.
And each year, one of the kids in the family comes up with an idea, like an event. And Kim, I guess, organizes the outfits. It's always something crazy, so we've been bowling in giant blow-up Christmas outfits. Last year, tracksuits. We went to K1, go-kart racing, in Christmas onesies. What else? That's all we've done.
We should have had pictures of all this, but it's
I'm
all
sure.
good.
Yeah, Don usually posts pictures, so
Yeah, they're
just
on
ask her to see it. But yeah, we don't know what's happening until we show up on the 23rd. So
so you don't know what's going on this
no, we
year?
have no idea.
So how do you get your costumes in advance?
Kim wraps them up, and we unwrap them when we arrive.
Oh, wow, nice. Kim does a lot of work.
She does.
There you are, back over here. Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Pass it back to Frank and Lisa back there in the corner. Who's introducing?
I'll introduce. My name's Frank Jeffries. This is my wife, Lisa Jeffries. She got me here like 2.5 years ago after we started dating.
How long have you been married?
A year and
That's
a couple
good.
months. Yeah. So, what was the question?
Family traditions.
A lot of traditions are hers since I'm new to her family. I don't know,
Hand it to her and let her. She's like loaded and ready to go. She's got
I have
notes.
a list.
Make it quick.
Baking day with my daughters and their families, with the highlight being the 6 grandchildren, ages 2 to 11, icing cookies, which is always a mix of pools of icing and generous sprinkles, spit, and snot. And there's always a yellow snowman in honor of my dad.
Okay,
So-
you just handed me a plate of cookies.
Yes.
And just told me that there was spit and snot in them.
Enjoy.
All right. Merry Christmas.
So other traditions are Girls' Day. We always have with the Hilfiger girls and the previous Reed girls, and we could do all kinds of mischief. Like one year we left books on the library shelves that weren't library books. And then, let's see, we make egg rolls for Big John every year. And do small group. We have small group Christmas where the Christmas story's read. We do White Elephant. We do breakfast dinner. And then
What was the best white elephant gift that we had in our small? I'm in their small group on Thursday night.
it was the hardest jigsaw puzzle ever, and that was a box of sawdust.
That was by Micah's dad, Larry Lingmack, years ago. But what a great gift!
Yeah. And then last but not least, giant gifts from Frank. So far, he gave me an Apple Watch, which may have saved my life because it picked up my
Sure.
atrial fibrillation. and then the next year an engagement ring, and then a honeymoon cruise, and I can't wait to see what he's going to give me this year.
Somebody took that mic out of her hand for Frank. Pass the mic. Let's go to Jason and Sasha again. And the next question I want to ask is, how have you incorporated Luke 2? Luke 2 is the Christmas story, and we're going to cover that next week, next Sunday right here. So I hope you're here for that. But how have you incorporated that in your family, Jason and Sasha?
It was a part of my family for as long as I can remember. So, my grandparents, their faith was stronger than any other thing they had in the world, right? So every year for Christmas, we would meet at their house in the morning. We'd eat Christmas breakfast. And before any presents would open, before the kids could get excited over any toys, my grandmother would recite from memory, word for word, and all the way up until her passing. And then, after she'd passed away, I kind of felt like, all right, it was going to fall on me to do that. But the first Christmas that after she had passed, my nephew at the time would have been probably 14, 15 maybe, come up and he said, I've been studying and I have memorized this. And so for every year since, he has read Luke 2 from memory for everybody to hear.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a great thing, man. It's awesome. Bill and Anna, you had a pretty unique one, and I think a lot of people here do this. Do you remember what you wrote, Bill?
I was just told what Anna wrote.
Oh.
So.
Oh, nice. She's throwing you under the bus.
Oh, that's nothing new. Well, I can tell you, in our family, we're all believers and all know the Christmas story.
Wait, are you setting this up or something?
I'm setting
right
it
here?
up.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry, I'm not going to leave this out. But the most important thing, well, for you and others, is a Charlie Brown Christmas.
Amen.
I don't know how that ties together with the Christmas story, but it does somehow.
It does. When Linus tells the story, the Christmas story, it's a very cool thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we watched that with our Wednesday night students last year or the year before, but it's just a great thing. All right, I'm going to go to the next question. What is the greatest present gift that you have ever received at Christmas? Jeremiah, Lene, you're up. Ethan, they got a microphone.
Oh, hi. Yeah, that one's easy for Lene. It was me. No, I proposed on Christmas Day. So I think we both mutually put that down as a sappy answer, but nonetheless true, that's been our greatest Christmas present.
Yeah, I want to pass it up here to Lauren and Lee. We haven't talked to them yet, but who's talking?
What's the question?
The question is, introduce yourself, because you haven't done that yet, and how did you get here?
Okay. I am Lee Anderson and my husband Lauren, and we came to Leavener through Matt Tolley's Bible study. Isn't that right?
How long ago?
It was early. I mean, like 2008-ish.
2008?
Probably a long time ago.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, I think this is kind of interesting when we're asking about the greatest present gift. You just listen to the guys and the ladies. So somebody, I don't know who wrote this answer. Do you remember what your answer was?
So I think that his answer was he got a left-handed baseball glove.
Nope, that's later. That's later. Do you remember what it was? Who wrote it?
I wrote it.
Lauren, Lauren, you say it. Give him the microphone. Say it right. She said, say it right.
See? We got married on December 21st. So my greatest present has been our marriage, our kids, and the entire relationship that spurred from that.
Did he say it right? Yeah. He did. Nice job. I'm coming back about the other one because I want to go back to Jeremy and Danielle. Jeremy, tell us your favorite, greatest gift. I love this one.
So if you're my age, male my age,
yes.
I think everybody knows this.
We're going to know what age you are as soon as you say
the
this.
Evel Knievel wind-up motocycle that
yes.
you can jump off. Everything was the world's greatest toy ever.
Yeah. Yeah. How many walls did you damage? Running that thing off the ramp into the walls.
Where I grew up, we had all these stairs outside, and I must have jumped that thing off, and it never broke. Like, I don't know how they made that thing, but it had to be made out of some sort of plastic that is not made today anymore, because it was just awesome.
I'm wondering if you can still get those on eBay or something.
I think you can, but I think they break
pull
now.
That thing
they break now. They had to cheapen them up somehow. I don't know.
Yeah. Pass over to Frank and Lisa. There was a couple of answers over there. You already talked about your big gifts, but Frank, do you remember what you said was your gift?
Greatest gift ever?
Yeah. You were very specific.
Oh, yeah. In the 70s, I got like a Schwinn bike, 20-inch. It had the banana seat and the handlebars up high.
You said Schwinn Stingray 20-inch bicycle.
Yeah, Stingray. That's it.
Are you an engineer, or what's the deal here?
I just remember loving that
20-inch. You just remember 20-inch.
Yeah.
And it had a banana seat.
Yeah.
Yes, wheelies, Schwinn. Mine was yellow. And I had a banana seat. And yeah.
Mine was red and white, I think. I can't remember.
Nice. Lisa, one of your greatest gifts that you remember?
Was a stack of 4 snow tires next to the tree for my 1970 Nova that I was driving.
And who would that have been from?
My dad loved me.
Yeah, exactly. Brandon and Madison, you can see the difference between the guys and the girls here. What was it, Madison?
My engagement ring, of course. It wasn't like on Christmas. It was December 17th, so it was right around.
But that was the best gift that you ever got.
Yeah, and then I actually thought of another one this morning. We bought our house. We bought ourselves a house or whatever a couple years, like 2 years ago. So that was pretty cool.
Now pass it to Brandon. Let's hear his greatest gift.
This was probably in college. I got my first bobblehead.
See the difference between guys and girls? His first bobblehead is the greatest gift ever. Who was the bobblehead of?
It was a college mascot, the IPFW Mastodons.
That was the greatest Christmas gift that you've ever received.
Well, it started my collection, so now I've got like 40 of them.
Ah, there you go. It's significant. So, what's your favorite bobblehead? Do you have one of yourself?
Yeah.
Nice. Awesome. Let's say that's your favorite. All right, pass it to JC and Silas. What is the first Christmas gift that you can remember receiving? JC.
Yeah. So my brother and I got, we were probably 4, and we got red Dirt Devil vacuum cleaners. And they were the toy ones, obviously, but they had the beads in it. So when they ran, like, it sounded like a vacuum.
That's the earliest Christmas gift that you remember.
Yeah, we didn't, apparently we only liked playing with wrapping paper when we were toddlers.
Yeah.
So then my parents were upset that they got us gifts and didn't just get us a bunch of wrapping paper.
Boxes.
And boxes, yeah. We
Yeah.
sat in a lot of boxes. Yeah, we put a lot of miles on the Dirt Devil vacuum
Nice.
cleaners.
Nice. Hand it to Jenny. She's not crying real quick. So,
I don't remember what I put, but you'll like this one that I remember.
it was.
Oh, a dollhouse that my dad made me. Yes.
Yeah, now she's
I was
gonna
going to
start
tell
crying.
you that I got a Boomer Sooner doll.
You did?
I did. She sings Boomer Sooner. I still have it.
Awesome. Jenny's
I'll bring it
from
for you.
Oklahoma as well. So, but you tell me about the dollhouse real quick.
So my grandmother made Barbie clothes for all my Barbies, and my dad decided to make me a dollhouse. But we still have it. It stands about this tall, and it's only 4 big rooms, and it all has shake shingles all over it.
Nice. All right, pass it over to Jeremiah and Lene. We got to move faster. Jeremiah, you remember what your first gift was?
Oh, okay, that question. Yeah, it was a Thundercats sword. Like, it had the little light up piece in the middle of it. That was the first one I remember.
And Lene?
Mine was the Baby Alive doll. I love that thing.
Baby Alive. Never heard of it.
Yeah, you haven't heard of that? It's like that would you could actually feed it, and the bottle would go down. It looked like the baby was actually like being fed, and the eyes would move. And
You realize
then,
you have 3 of those next to you.
I know, but this is like when I was like 5 or 6, and
Oh,
it was
okay, that makes
awesome.
sense. All
Yeah,
right.
and the baby would even like poop and pee, and you have to change its diaper.
Jason and Sasha, one of the things that you're looking forward to Christmas this season, and I'm looking for a specific answer here that I just couldn't do this, but do you remember what it was?
Well, I need cliff notes.
It was some kind of stew.
Oh, yeah. So our family, I mean, and apparently the story goes way back to when Cicero was a major railroad town. My great-great-grandfather would go to Cicero before Christmas and they would be bushel bags of oysters. And so still today, my dad makes fried oysters. We make oyster dressing and oyster stew.
Who likes oysters in here? Raise your hand.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like oysters? Raise your hand. Yeah, it's about 50-50.
It's a defined palate.
Really?
No, they're delicious.
All right, back to Frank and Lisa. Do you have a favorite or sentimental decoration or ornament that you look forward to displaying? You got to go quick here, Lisa.
I bought a craft kit to make a handmade embroidered tree topper angel, and I realized very early that I was over my head, and I asked my grandma to finish it. And my grandma, who was very gentle, never ever cussed, finished it, handed me the tissue wrapped box, and said, "Here's your damn angel, don't buy any more kits." And she's still on top of my tree today.
Pass it to Jeremiah Lene. Jeremiah, what's your favorite ornament?
It's like favorite ornament or decoration.
Yeah.
For me, this is easy. My favorite animal is penguins. I love penguins, probably more than a grown man should.
We're finding out a lot about you.
So this time of year is the perfect excuse for me to break out all of my penguin stuff. And so I display it all over the house. It's my favorite.
Not all over the house.
Lene, do you want to do yours
It's
real
in
quick?
designated spots. She allows me.
One of the decoration that I look forward to is when we got married, my Nana, my grandmother, made me, her and her friend had a business that they made like Santa Clauses that stood up like a couple of feet, maybe like 2 feet tall, like a porcelain, nice Santa Claus. And she made me one out of my great grandmother, her grandmother's coat. And so like Santa's coat and hat and everything comes from my great grandmother's coat. And then the like Santa's sack is filled with like different things, and she put things that, she put a penguin in for him. He was in the military at the time, so little things that like represented us. So it's just something special and unique.
Right on. Scott and Jenny is right behind you.
We have a tradition that our youngest daughter always puts out the nativity set, and my dad built, you're going to get it, my dad built a lot of things, built the manger scene for it. And I just thought of something else. Obviously, I did that email very quickly. My mom made us all homemade stockings with all the sequins and stuff. And I love
My grandmother did that.
to do that. And then on our streets, when I was growing up, every street had a theme, and our street was a stocking. So my dad made all the stockings for the street, and then we had like a painter, and they would paint every family's certain theme, and ours was dogs, so we had like 4 dogs, and it would say, yeah, they were 6 foot. We still have it as
Nice.
well. And it says the Greens. I would like to change it to put like the horse fields on it, but
Nice.
that was my maiden name.
JC. I think you already said it, but it's in here. It's your houses.
My villages. Yeah, I really like my villages. That's my favorite thing. My mom always gets me a new one every year, so I always am hopeful for a certain one every year. I really want the church, and my brother really wants the hardware store.
My mom had a village, and so when she passed, Chloe and she really enjoyed it. So we inherited my mom's village, and so I'm still waiting for it to get set up. But just kidding. Had to like get yours in there twice. Lauren, you're next. You tell us, Lauren. Do you remember what yours decoration is?
This is Lee's.
Oh, this is Lee.
Decoration?
Your decoration.
My favorite decoration is a green pickle. It's a glass green pickle, and
Go ahead.
Am I right?
Yeah, go ahead.
And so every year we hide the pickle, and the kids have to find it in the house and in the tree. This year it's not going to be in the tree. Well, the kids aren't here.
This is going out to the World Wide Web.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sure your kids are listening.
Yes. So the most exciting gift that our kids look forward to is the pickle gift, which is cash. So, and it's just fun to see grown adults running around trying to find this pickle.
Who else does a pickle in the house? Really? I know the Tyners did for your. Do you still do it? Yeah. Oh gosh. I shouldn't have asked Keith. But you sent a picture, and you didn't even say anything about this picture. But look.
So, of course, we all love gifts, but I'm a little bit over the gifts, and this was probably my favorite gift I've ever received. My daughter made this because no matter what is going on in my life or family or friends, God always fills our lives with good things.
Right on. Right on.
So I'm thankful for that.
Yeah. Pass it back to Beth. Beth, you have an interesting one. Real quick.
What was it?
What the sentimental decorations or ornaments?
We have a cabinet full of Lennox Santa Clauses, and we keep it out all year long. They're too pretty to put away, but they're just these beautiful Santa Clauses that have been given to us every year. JD's parents give us one every year for a Christmas present, and we keep that out.
That's awesome. I know Jason and Sasha, you talked about these, you called it glow molds. I had never heard what a glow mold was.
Yeah,
You're on.
That's the plastic light up yard decorations that go outside.
Like our candles that are going around.
Yeah, that's what those are, glow molds. Yep.
Never heard it called a glow mold
Yeah.
until you sent that.
Yeah.
I got to skip through some of these. Frank and Lisa, do you have a funny Santa story or picture? You do?
She does.
Real quick, Lisa.
Audrey, John and Jeannie's granddaughter, hadn't seen Santa in 2010, so we set out to correct that problem. We loaded that jolly group in the car and went to find Santa. He was like 2 blocks away waving at passersby on the road, and so we pulled over and asked Santa for a chat. And once we provided a chair, a lifelong memory was made, maybe a traumatic one for Audrey.
And she's all huddled up there with Elizabeth. That's awesome. Lauren and Lee, up here front, tell your glove story real quick.
Yeah, so this question was around
Santa.
And I think I was, 9, 10, 8, whatever. And you're in grade school, so everybody's talking about whatever. And I became a doubter. And I think at that point in my life, my dad was between jobs, and it was pretty hard for our family, and it was going to be a spare Christmas, and we all knew it. I don't know if you guys remember getting the service merchandise or the Sears catalogs, and like we would rush to get the catalogs, and you would circle the things that you wanted in the catalog as your Christmas present. And so I was playing baseball, and I'm left-handed, and I played catcher.
Weirdo.
So I used to literally have to use the right-handed catcher's mitt, and I would catch and I could throw back passably to the pitcher right-handed. But if the guy was stealing, I'd have to throw the glove down on the ground to grab left-handed to throw him out.
Right.
So I wanted a left-handed catcher's mitt, and I couldn't find one anywhere. You know, you go and you look in the sporting goods stores and everything, and sure enough, that Christmas I opened it up, and there's a left-handed catcher's mitt, and I was back in the Santa game.
Nice.
So
Pass it to Jonathan. That's awesome. Great story. Real quick.
We just had a picture.
Let's see it.
Our kids were unhappy. One of them was happy.
Is it coming?
They're crying. Oh yeah. Oh, one of them's crying. So, and Santa doesn't know what to do with himself. And this was a COVID year, so he's behind plexiglass. It was just a fun thing. It was fun.
There's literally plexiglass between the kids?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Jason and Sasha, you have a good one too? Let's show that picture as well. You want to explain that?
Oh, yeah, well, all little kids don't like Santa the first time, but what's ironic about it is the gentleman playing Santa there is he's passed now, but that is my mother's older brother. And so they would sit on Santa's lap, and then like a week later, we'd have our family Christmas, and none of the kids ever found out that was Santa, and that's a real beard.
So you're really related to Santa?
Oh, yeah.
Nice. I asked about what you're looking forward to Christmas. I gotta skip. Lene, go to this.
I'm looking forward to my family being in town. We're all spread out now, like my siblings and my mom, and they're coming for Christmas. So.
Yeah, as Jeremiah was explaining earlier, her mom we went to school together in elementary in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
She had your mom as a first grade teacher.
Yeah, my mom was.
So I grew up knowing about Mrs. Kennedy, and that was her favorite teacher growing up.
Yeah, your mom's a special lady. I was actually sick in the hospital for a month with a kidney infection in first grade, and I ended up getting a scrapbook my mom put together of all the cards that people sent, and it was like your mom sent me a card almost every day that I was in the hospital. And so to have their family here as a part of Leavener is pretty special, and to have your mom here over Christmas. The last thing that I asked is, what is your favorite, pass the mic to Jonathan, what is your favorite Christmas carol or song? I think most everybody put Little Drummer Boy and Silent Night and just the Oh Holy Night and Common, but you had a unique song.
Okay. I didn't know it was unique. Welcome to Our World by Chris Rice. Welcome to Our World.
Yeah, I wanted to close this morning out with that song, not by Chris, but by J.J. Heller. So let this be our closing this morning.
Tears are falling, hearts are breaking. How we need to hear from God. You've been promised, we've been waiting. Welcome, Holy Child. Welcome, Holy Child. Hope that you don't mind our manger. How I wish we could have known. But long awaited, holy stranger, make yourself at home. Please make yourself at home. Bring your peace into our violence. Bid our hungry souls be filled. Word now breaking heaven's silence. Welcome to our world. Welcome to our world. Fragile fingers sent to heal us. Tender us is born, unto us is born. So wrap our injured flesh around you, breathe our air and walk our sod, rob our sin and make us holy, perfect Son of God, perfect Son of God. Welcome to our world.
Merry Christmas. Hope that you can join us next week as we talk about Luke chapter 2 and the story of Jesus coming here. Father, thank you for my friends. Thank you for just families, that we can be together these next few weeks and just hang out together. I pray for peace, pray for comfort, pray for healing. And Lord, we just trust you. And I pray these things in Jesus' name. Amen.